put you here. We're gonna get all of these organized. I know. Oh, girl. Hey, girl. Girl, listen. Seriously, this is what we're doing. Do you see what I got going on right now? It's a haul. Mayhem in this place, but it's a haul. Make it make sense. How? But it's a haul. That was last year. Wait. Let's think about this. We're in the year of our Lord 20 and 24. We were improving. I was making. Again, I say to you, how? Reel that sass in, huh? The Lord has been good. We got some new bookshelves. I will concede, you're right. And it's good for my health. You understand? More bookshelf space is good for my health. So I know I've already sort of, but there's still space back here. There's still plenty of, but if you keep bringing in the books more than you read them, it's giving you're gonna hear my mouth. Girl, it's a haul. What you expect me to do? What you are missing, your reading to buying ratio, non-existent, fam. Girl, what you expect me to do? What you expect me to do? Happened to my unhaul video. You said last year I was about to have my unhaul video. Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Where it at? I got books over here to unhaul. That's crazy. That's crazy. My pressure stay already intense. So I'm gonna go ahead and film the haul, and then I'm in your way. I'm in your way. Okay. Unicorns, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christy. Welcome back to the Purple Library. It's a haul. Listen, I ain't gonna tarry long. Let me go get my water though. Hold on. Proper hydration. Some of these books I have mentioned in a couple of my vlogs that I've posted. So I will definitely link those vlogs in the description down below. Some of these books are book blessings. Some are thrifted books. Some are books from Barnes & Noble, child. I can't remember. I was going to be organized in genres. Free to skip around. Get the recommendations that you need, honey. Skip to Malou. Adult fantasy books. Page and The Masked City by Genevieve Cogman. Books 2 and 3. The Invisible Library series. I actually picked up book 1 in November. Sci-Fi, fantasy, mysterious library. This is missing and books don't need to be missing, child. Phoenix King was born of prophecy, carved from unforgiving desert sands and ruled by a superior bloodline, those with the power to command the eternal fire. A girl who don't know her destiny. Right here. Nonfiction books that I've picked up. I don't read that much nonfiction outside of Christian nonfiction, but these kind of sparked my interest. Candace Owens' Blackout: How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democrat Plantation. Looking forward to reading her book. I really appreciate her insight into politics, into the social, economic, and socio-political dynamics that happen within the African American community. I don't agree with everything that she talks about, but I do appreciate her boldness. Rebooting AI: Building Artificial Intelligence We Can Trust by Gary Marcus and Ernest Davis. GPT is live, baby. We need to get to know one. Nerdy book here for me. The Wager: Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder. Heard a lot of amazing things about this. I think I'm kind of in my seafaring mystery bag when it comes to these kinds of books. This might be a trope that I'm actually interested in. Next stack are the mysteries. The Woman in the Library. Super excited to read this. The bestie told me about it. She really enjoyed it. I talked about this in one of my vlogs, child. 4 people, conversations, friendship, but then one of them may make it out. Who did it? We need to know. Everyone in my family has killed someone. I've heard very interesting things about this. It's supposed to be a straightforward adult mystery. Sounds like it's witty, full of whodunits, and I need to know. And y'all know I love me a family drama, huh? And if everybody doing these things, It's gonna be for a good time. And to the core, a Lady Hardcastle mystery. I think this is like number 9, but look at the cover of this book. I could not resist how beautiful it looked, and it looks perfect to read for fall. Will I graciously skip over books 3 through 8? I will. Lady Hardcastle, Mermaid Flo out there sleuthing all the day long, huh? Everyone on the train is a suspect. Apparently this is the second book in the Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, so only giving a little bit of an Agatha Christie. You know the Agatha Christie I'm talking about. This might be our thing. How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Vernon. It's 1965 and teenage Frances Adams is at an English country fair with 2 of her best friends. His life takes a hairpin turn when a fortune teller, I don't know about that part, makes a bone-chilling prediction. One day, Frances will be murdered, so she spends a lifetime trying to solve a crime that hasn't happened yet, piling dirt on everybody. Oh, she is paranoid, girl. For decades, no one takes her seriously until 60 years later, honey, she found murdered. And then somebody else gonna try to solve this murder. Sounds like a good time as well. So we'll see where it goes. And now for the YA trash. Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. Oh my goodness, the cover alone just screams, read me, Chrissy. 16-year-old girl named Tessa Johnson, and she loves reading romance stories, and she likes writing them too. She gets into this prestigious school for writing. Lo and behold, she actually got to write for real, child. She's like, I actually got to write a romance for real, and I don't really know how to do that accurately because I really ain't been in love. So the journey of discovery, self-discovery, love, you know, angsty YA romance, I'm here for it. Ooh. I'm gonna just take this down and help everybody out. Book 3 in the Natural series. I actually picked up books 1, 2, and 4, and another haul. Why they ain't have the third one? I guess the third one is Choco City. So I'm so glad I was able to get it. This series is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, who actually wrote the Inheritance games. I love the original trilogy, but the new one, honey, I had to shatter me. I know. Listen, who all out here read Shatter Me? I know you done read it. I know you've read it. Okay, Sissy was like, but you gotta read it. Okay, don't pull my arm. I've heard so many amazing things about this series, and I read the probably like 50 or 60 pages of it when I was in the library. Really enjoyed it, and the story is kind of staying with me. And you know, it's a wounded girl who don't know her destiny, girl who don't know who she is. Yes, please. Defy the night. Listen, I know. Listen. All who are influenced by Oshina say I do, because of the purple color. A political YA story. And so I like that. A daring outlaw, a desperate prince, a dangerous flirtation. Girl, don't tell me nothing else. Okay? Apprentice Tessa Cade has watched people suffer from mysterious sickness, all the while the only cure, the moonflower elixir, is saved for the wealthy. So every night she defies, you like that play on words? I do. Seeks out stealing moonflower petals, leaving the elixir for those in need. But then Prince Corrick, he serves the king's justice, heading out vicious punishments. Then he see her and then he's like, uh-oh, maybe I can't. I'm here for the time. Royal Blood by Amy Carter. Oh my goodness. I've had my eye on this for a very, very long time, and she's sipping tea on it. Honey, that's all I need to know. Tell me what they did, girl. An American girl becomes a British monarch's worst nightmare. Gossiping about real people in real life, not cool. These books, girl, I will talk about the trash in a book. Tell me what she did, fictional character. Tell me. The illegitimate daughter of the King of England, 17-year-old Evan Bright, knows a thing or two about keeping secrets. Okay. But when she's forced to spend the summer in London with her father, the rest of the royal family, who aren't exactly thrilled that she exists, her identity is mysteriously revealed, and suddenly the world is dying to believe every juicy lie the media tell about her. Fun turns deadly, and she becomes a primary suspect in a murder. Then the rumors, and then the fallout, and then she finding out truth and secrets, and she telling everything, and everybody's scared because she has tea. King's Bane, book 2 in the Imperium trilogy. I actually have book 1. I've had book 1 for a long time. I'm looking over here to see if I can actually find it, if it's in reachability. Okay, book 1 in the Imperium trilogy. I think it's a duology. The shenanigans is too much for me, child. Sometimes my business ain't your business. Can I just keep my business? Like I was saying, young women centuries apart hold the power to either save the world or doom it. When assassins ambush her best friend, Riel risks everything to save him, exposing herself as one of the pair of prophesied queens, a queen of light and a queen of blood. To prove she is a sun queen, Riel must endure 7 elemental magic trials to get a really good price on it. It was a book credit that I got, and so hey, book credit, we love a book credit. And I actually got book 2 in this series, first book as well, Where Dreams Descend. Let me get that. Oh, hey, okay, hey. Since she gone for a quick minute, let me tell y'all what actually happened, huh? Let me take my glasses off because this is serious. See, she actually said that she was gonna do the unhaul, right? She did the unhaul, but she ain't let me have my video. And she gonna tell me because the Lord didn't lead her. Now that I think about it, that's actually a very legitimate answer. But can I express how I'm feeling? That made me feel away. And as a TBR, I am wearing a little more earring, I am feeling a little better in my presence of mind because, I did get some extra space. Evidently, she don't care about that. She don't care about what I gotta endure and what I gotta face. For her sake, she probably ain't even gonna know till editing what's going on here. It's okay because me and editing Chrissy, we right here. Me and editing Chrissy, we right here. I just wanna let y'all know where we all at with said things. At least I got more shelf space. So we thank the Lord for the little things. We thank him. Book wasn't in my reach, but I just went up and got it. But just said the spectacle awaits. And so this is definitely giving like circus. Is it a circus stage? I don't remember, honey, what this book. It looks fun. Oh, it had all this extra stuff in it. I didn't even know it got all this extra stuff in it. Look at me. And I had this on my shelf a long time, child. I got book 2. So I'm super excited to dive into this when I can. And so now some middle grade books. The Lost Property Office. I actually got this recommendation from Lou's channel. I was hoping to read it for middle grade March, but it didn't come in time, so that was fine. Thrilling adventure through history with a touch of English magic. If you want him back, bring me the Ember. 13, said Jack, reading the Roman numerals. The Ember, what does it mean? It means your sister may have been right, Jack. It means your father may still be alive. Magical mystery adventure, and I'm here for it. The Winter King by Kristen Cohen. I love winter. It's my favorite season of the year, and so a middle grade about winter sounds like it's going to be a time for me the end of this year. A village trapped in winter, a tyrannical god, and a girl who will do anything to keep her family alive. Perfect seasonal read. A Babysitter's Club. Okay, listen, I had to 10 and 11 because I think I've read all of the Babysitter Club books that I own right now. I don't think I own book 9, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get the rest of these books now. Christy and the Snobs. Goodbye, Stacy. Goodbye. I can't even think about it. I don't want to think about it. I actually saw this on a local of this book by Jediah Kirsch. She actually is the first woman in Austin, Texas, I believe, to be the lasso champion. So inspirational hearing her story and where she came from and how the horse therapy or living on the ranch and spending time in group therapy with horses was just so pivotal for her growth and pivotal for her healing. And I was just so inspired by her story. I had to pick this up. It's not long at all. It's definitely for kindergarten, first grade readers, but man, I just had to support her and her journey. And yeah, Cowgirl Jack. Precious is adorable. It's adorable. One Christian Nonfiction, The Knowledge of the Holy by A.W. Tozer. And yeah, this was actually a gift from a subscriber, Brandy. Thank you so much, Brandy. I appreciate you thinking of me, girl. Oh no, Tozer, he's my guy. Him and Spurgeon, neck and neck. My favorite nonfiction authors. Highly recommend this book. Pray it edifies. Pearl in the Sand by Tessa Afshar. Another gift from Brandy as well. And so I actually read this last year and I absolutely loved it. And I was so blessed to be given this book or to rereading this at some point, but to have this on my shelf, I'm just super excited. Your tissues and your Bible, because you'll need both. Piercing the Darkness by Frank E. Peretti. I'm super excited to continue in this series. This is the companion novel to This Present Darkness, and I have no doubt that this will be just as impactful, if not more. I am super excited to see where this goes and also to see what I'm going to learn in reading this book. I'm looking forward to it. Highly recommend, even though I ain't read it, but I highly recommend Frank Peretti. Night Falls on Predicament Avenue by Jamie Jo Wright. I have several Jamie Jo's on my shelf and I'm enjoying reading them one by one. As the walls of the house at Predicament Avenue reveal their hidden truths, two women, generations apart, discover that fear and foreboding are no respecters of time. So we're following the first timeline, Effie James, and she's committed to saving her younger sister who's witnessed a murder. Her sister is mute, so she has to prove her sister's innocence or what her sister saw. A century later, we're following Nora, who's grappling with like social anxiety and running her late aunt's bed and breakfast. I love how Jamie does her dual timelines. You think she's done them all, but she hasn't. And Rook and Knight by Stephen James. Listen, if you know, you know. Okay, the squad came for me. I'm right. So, this is probably the longest book I actually own from the library. Like, the Mafia stayed on my big. They had me running out here in these streets. If you don't give us our book now, bring it now, bring it now. And so I had it. I got it in April and kept it all the way through September. So graciously gifted this. And so they were like, since you ain't read it, we just gonna buy it for you, girl, and just go on. Just go on. Vanda was like, yeah, girl, I'll take it for the team. I saw these two. I said, I have got to get the series. And Stephen James, very intense books, psychological thrillers with Christian faith, not as profound as in other books. But I'm really curious to see where I land with it. We're on a journey and I'm here for it. And so I wanted to continue whenever I start. Christian fantasy sci-fi books as well. Merlin's Blade Love Me, an Arthurian retelling. I was super excited to find that there was kind of a Christian or Christian allegory or interpretation of the Arthurian tale. And so I'm super excited to read this. I believe Holly actually read this and she really enjoyed it. Super excited to get that recommendation from her. The Chaos Grid by Lindsay Lulin, recently released, and it's giving sci-fi punk fantasy, and I'm here for that. It's giving Girl Don't Know Her Destiny. When mankind's attempts to control nature backfire, Texas descends into a wasteland. Storms rage and ravenous beasts roam the outer grid. The only safe haven rests inside the tech-obsessed dome cities. But when her parents are murdered inside the Plex City Dome, a 17-year-old Juniper Conway wants revenge. I'm here for it. This book deserves a drum roll because this book deserves a drum roll. Chuck Black! Chuck Black. Y'all, listen, I pre-ordered book 6. I had to take a bit of a hiatus after reading Oath because if you saw the vlog, it took your girl out. But I will be coming back to it in a month or so. Hob season about to start, so I need to make way. We gotta make way. We gotta make way for Hob. Book 6, Reclamation. I can't even tell you about it except book 1. Highly recommend the Star-Lord Legacy. This is supposed to be a 12-book epic biblical allegory series that goes through the entire Bible, but how it's told is a hard science fiction story, epic biblical allegory. I highly recommend. I talk about it immensely, so I'll link all the vlogs and things down below, but this is book 6 and I highly recommend it if science fiction is your bag. Science Feet on High Places. I've heard so many amazing things about this book, and my love bell so graciously sent this to me on a day I needed it the most. I love you so much, Love Bell. Thank you for thinking of me. This edition, y'all, it's just, can we thank the Lord? Look at this edition, y'all. Like, it is just stunning. This is a Christian biblical story / fantasy, and it's just giving what it said it's supposed to give. Now we have some thrillers. Lisa Jewell, The Truth About Melanie Brown, one of my favorite thriller authors. I thoroughly enjoy her books. Melanie Brown can remember nothing before her 9th birthday. Now in her early 30s, Melanie lives in the middle of London with her 17-year-old son. She hasn't seen her parents since she's left home, but now her memories are coming back. Seeing it all together, now she's trying to solve something that was quite undone in her past. I'm here for it. And also the purple cover. Can we thank the Lord? Amen. Harlan Coben, I Will Find You. Okay, Lindsay out here Lindsay for sure had a straight chokehold with this. And I was like, I need to know. Girl, who? I am very influenced, if you didn't know. Girl, when? Girl, you will read that one soon. That one is one you will actually read pretty soon. So I do concur with that one. I think this is going to be good too, though. I do think. I'll expedite that on the list. I'm with you. I agree. But can I finish what I'm doing? The other ones, though. Girl, you just stay in my business, girl. You stay in my business. 5 years ago, an innocent man began a life sentence for murdering his own son. Today, he found out his son is still alive. Bet that's all we need to know. Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This is a thriller with a little bit of a horror undertone from what I understand, or kind of like Indian folklore. So really curious to see where this lands. I've heard some very interesting things about this. My bestie Julie read this and she really enjoyed it. So I was like, hey, let me just go check it out. A tale of revenge, cultural identity, and the cost of breaking from tradition. A disturbing event from the youth puts them in a desperate struggle for their lives. Childhood friends are helpless as the culture and traditions they left behind catch up with them in a violent, vengeful way. If it fall, it fall, but I'm gonna give it a try. Darkest Prayer by S.A. Cosby. You guys, S.A. Cosby is one of my favorite authors. Nathan Waymaker is a man who knows how to handle the bodies. A former Marine and chef deputy, Nathan has built a reputation in his small southern town as a man who can help when no one else can help. He can, He's an everything man. But when a local minister is found dead, his parishioners ask Nathan to investigate, but things get complicated and Nathan must use a varying set of skills. He gonna find out who did it. Beautifully written, very hard-hitting, a little bit past and at times very much so on the speed or the vein of an Alice Walker, Toni Morrison, of a modern take on that. But listen, I really enjoy his book, so definitely keep content when you're dealing with essay, but I'm here for a good time. I'm here for it. Another S.A. Cosby, All the Sinners Bleed. I actually picked this up from the library, just enamored by this story. I was like, I have to pick this up now because my library hole went away, child, because you know they stay on my back. They always telling me I need to get their books back. History in a small town, a black sheriff, a serial killer, a small town ready to combust. School teacher is killed by a former student, and it sets off a whirlwind of events in this town, seated issues and trauma, and trying to find out what the reason is behind all of these murders and these shootings. And man, it is hard hitting and I'm here for it. All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. The infamous case of January Jacobs, who was discovered in a ditch hours after her family awoke to find her gone. But Marigot Davis was 6 at the time, the same age as January, and they were next door neighbors. So 20 years later, Margot comes back. She's trying to figure out what happened to her friend. She sets off trying to figure out who done did it, child. First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I've heard a lot of good things about this. This book is definitely circulating around BookTube, and I'm curious to see where it lands for me. Evie Porter has everything a nice Southern girl could want: a doting boyfriend, a house with a white picket fence, a tight group of friends. Evie Porter doesn't exist. Stolen Identity. Yes, please and thank you. Listen for the Lie by Amy Tinteria. Heard great things about this book. This fast-paced thriller. Again, this is newly released, and so I hear some really good buzzwords about some of these thrillers. I definitely am intrigued to pick them. It's found with her friend's blood on her body. When Lucy is blamed for the murder, everyone thinks so. Then she has to move to LA. Now there's a podcaster named Ben Owens who is trying to investigate this situation between Lucy and Savvy and what actually happened that night. So we're gonna see. Listen for the Lie. I read This Is True by Lisa Jewell, which actually had like that kind of podcast type true crime, and I ate it up. I think this is going to be a great time. New science fiction books that I picked up. Classic H.G. Wells, The Invisible Man. I think we all read this book in school, or we're familiar with it. And I read it in school, but I don't really remember. So I'm curious to see where it lands. It doesn't seem to be so long, but you know, I'm in my science fiction bag. So I was like, ooh, let's just check it out and see where it lands now as an adult. Author C. Clarke, The Hammer of God. The same kind of concept. I always was curious to read more Arthur C. Clarke books. It's at the used bookstore, and I figured I'd give it a go. Amateur astronomer points his telescope at just the right corner of the night sky. He sees a disturbing meteor hurtling towards the earth, kind of giving apocalyptic, and I'm here for it. The Last Day by Andrew Hunter Murray. So 2059, the world has stopped turning. So one half of the earth suffers an endless frozen night. The other half, nothing but burning sun. Only in a slim twilight region can life survive. So scientist Ellen Harper has traveled to the end of civilization to figure out why, but then she's like, oh, it's not what I thought. Something else is going on here. I need to save the world, let everybody know. This girl does know her destiny, and so it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out, but it's definitely giving scientific, sci-fi, apocalyptic, and I kind of like those books. Game Changer by Alex Beckett, very much giving cover by there was the setback, then came the clawback, now we thrive. I don't know what that means, but Ruby Whiting is a member of the bounce back generation, the first to be raised, free of the troubles of the late 21st century. Okay. Now she works as a public defender to help troubled individuals with antisocial behavior. That's how she met Luciano Pax. Okay. It's giving girl who don't know her destiny either. Last but not least, the historical fiction slash like miscellaneous genre. The Cat Who Saved Books. I mean, adorable. My husband picked this up and he was like, babe, it's giving a cozy read. And so I'm here for it. Again, it follows a teenager who's about to close a secondhand bookshop that he inherited from his beloved grandfather. Talking Cat suddenly appears with an unusual request for his help. The mission sends them on a cross-dimensional journey to save books from abusive and negligent owners, from a businessman who leaves his books to perish on a shelf to a publishing drone who cares only about bestsellers. The adventures culminate in a final fantastic challenge, a labyrinth that leads to a realm where a certain soul hangs in the balance. I think I misgauged this book. It seems very, very intriguing. Mr. Librarian out here really knowing what I be liking. I'm telling you, I thank the Lord. X by Elizabeth Acevedo. She read this book in 2021. This is a narrative verse that follows a young woman who loves poetry and she loves doing poetry slams. She lives in a very strict religious household and of age and discovering her voice. The audiobook is fantastic and I thoroughly enjoyed listening to this, and yeah, I highly recommend as well. But check out those content warnings because there's a few things in it that could be concerning. The Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson and The House of Eve, and this is just so awesome. I actually was able to get these signed copies. Sadiqa Johnson came to my local library for a book signing and I was super excited to actually meet her. I'll put some pictures here, and I'm definitely have a vlog coming soon kind of documenting that experience. It was such a wonderful time and literally the best day that I didn't expect to read both of these. I had my eye on The House of Eve for a very long time, and The Yellow Wife. Loris Brown has lived a sheltered life, shielded by her mother's position as the estate's medicine woman and cherished by the master's sister. She is set apart from the others on the plantation, but belonging to neither world. She's been promised freedom on her 18th birthday, but instead of the life that she's imagined to her true love, she's forced to leave the only home she's ever known, and she finds herself thrust into the bowels of slavery in the infamous Devil's Half Acre, a jail in Richmond, Virginia. Woo! Intense, historically accurate ride, and I'm here for it. Philadelphia, 15-year-old Ruby Partial is on track to become the first in her family to attend college, but then, in spite of having a mother more interested in keeping a man than raising her daughter, she fights against poverty and desperation. And then we have Eleanor. Eleanor arrives in Washington, D.C. with ambition and secrets. When she meets a handsome William Pride of Howard University, they fall in love. Them coming from very different backgrounds, how their lives collide, and I am just really looking forward to reading both of these. Last but not least, The Other Black Girl. I've had my eye on this book for so long. The cover is gorgeous, but it definitely gives into a little bit more contemporary fiction. There are two black girls in this publishing company, and they're kind of enemies, but then a string of unsettling events, right, causes Neela to pause and realize, wait, I'm enemy number one. Very real dynamic that can happen in the workplace between two black women, and I'm really curious to see where this goes. Woo, child, y'all, that was the haul, honey. Lord Bill, that was the haul. Can y'all see all of that? I hope y'all can see all these books, child. Girl, we're not even gonna start, ma'am. We're not even gonna start, ma'am. We're not even gonna start. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Don't blame your TBR on me. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I got one I gotta deal with now. I stay listening to her mouth. I'm not helping the situation. I'm not. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't. A special thank you to those who sent me the book blessings as well. I definitely appreciate your sentiments. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye. I'm gonna need you to work overtime, get these put away, girl, because Girl. Wait. Girl, what do you mean? What we gonna do now?